Okay, we are on SAT test number 1, section 1 reading. This is passage number 2. If you have not read passage number 2, you're going to want to pause this video and make sure you read it and answer the questions first before you watch this, and then start the video up again. So this is a research passage, and what's going on here is anytime you have a research passage, you always want to pay attention to what questions are trying to be answered and what they find out, because that's all that really matters, and that's what they're going to be asking you questions about. All right, so this one is about gift giving. If you look at the little intro part there, it talks about how this is about gift giving, and you definitely want to read the title, Money Can't Buy Love, Asymmetric Beliefs About Gift Price and Feelings of Appreciation. All right, so the first paragraph, again, you want to kind of go through every paragraph and summarize it in your mind and kind of keep track of what's going on. The first paragraph is talking about how people buy a lot of gifts, and not too much happening here. Talks about ambivalent feelings. One of the questions we'll ask you about this, just so you know, ambivalent means having both sides. So it's a kind of a positive thing for some people, but it is also a negative thing. All right, so we're gonna go to the second paragraph here. It talks about anthropologists describing gift giving as a positive social process, but the main thing here is that gift giving represents an objective waste of resources. All right, you've got some people calling it the deadweight loss of Christmas, and basically this deadweight loss means that people are overspending money on gifts, and that is the key point of the passage. All right, so why is it that people are overspending? On line 35 here, what is surprising is that gift givers have considerable experience acting as both gift givers and gift recipients. And line 39, in the present research, we propose a unique psychological explanation for this overspending problem. All right, so the researchers are interested in trying to figure out why people are overspending. If we go to the top of the next column, it says that, well, the overspending is going to correlate with how much recipients will appreciate the gift. The more expensive the gift, the stronger the gift recipient's feelings of appreciation. Is that true? Well, on line 47, it says that this assumption may be unfounded. So it might not actually be correct. All right, so there is a second question here on line 51. Why do gift givers assume that gift price is closely linked to gift recipients' feelings of appreciation? And it has to do with thoughtfulness and consideration. So they're thinking that it's going to convey a stronger signal of thoughtfulness and consideration. You've got Camera providing a study here where it says that these gift givers attempted to signal their positive attitudes. So again, is this true? Line 63 says, as for gift recipients, they may not construe smaller and larger gifts as representing smaller and larger signals of thoughtfulness and consideration. Moving on, line 66. So the researchers feel that the notion of gift givers and gift recipients being unable to account for the other party's perspective is puzzling. Why is that? Because people are gift givers and they are also gift receivers. So that is something strange that the authors are trying to figure out. And that pretty much summarizes up the passage. Now we're going to go to the graph here. When you're looking at a graph, we don't really care about the setup of the graph. So if I was going to ask you, what does this graph show us? What you don't want to say is, well, it shows gift givers perceived and recipients' actual gift appreciations. The x-axis shows the role, giver and recipient, and the y-axis shows mean appreciation. That's not very helpful. That's not going to tell us anything. What you're interested in is the data that's actually plotted on the graph. Okay, so looking at this thing, if you were to kind of explain what the data shows, it shows that for givers, a less expensive gift is going to be appreciated less, whereas a more expensive gift will be appreciated more. But as far as the recipient is concerned, a less expensive gift is appreciated almost as much as a more expensive gift. And that's what you want to focus on. Again, that's what you're... So let's move on to the questions. Question number 11. The examples here, now for number 11, a lot of people choose D like dog, the number of special occasions involving gift giving. And yes, they do list off quite a few different occasions, but that is not the purpose of that at the beginning here. Talks about birthdays, anniversaries, graduations. Even though it does mention that, that is not the purpose. It is actually going to be A. It's just showing how there are many different reasons to buy gifts. Number 12, ambivalent. For questions like this, you are not looking for the dictionary definition of the word. If you were, it'd be too easy and you wouldn't have to read the passage and you could just answer the question. But in any case, looking back up there, if you take a look at this, what's going on is that people have these ambivalent feelings, and it's a somewhat positive, right? Because you have the opportunity to buy presents, but it's also going to be negative because they dread the thought of buying these gifts. So the right answer for this one is actually going to be conflicted. Again, the word apprehensive just means you are worried. Moving on to number 13. Why are people giving gifts? They feel it as, well, reciprocate means to give back. But the right answer to this is going to be D, strengthen relationship. Number 14, what's the best evidence for the question before? Looking back up, it is going to be A, lines 10 to 13. If you go back up there, that's where you see the frequent experience of gift giving can engender ambivalent feelings, and they're thinking it offers a powerful means to build a stronger bond. Question number 15. So the social psychologists would most likely describe the deadweight loss as being what? Well, unprecedented means it's never happened before. Let's go back up there and take a look. 17 to 34. You've got these people saying that it is an objective waste of resources, which is definitely a bad thing. But the key thing here is on line 30. It says that in and of itself is not surprising. So it actually happens quite a lot. So the answer to this one is actually going to be A. Just so you know, the word unprecedented down here, that means it's something that has never happened before. Number 16, that the assumption made by these gift givers. What is the assumption? Again, the assumption is that if they spend more money on a gift, it's going to be appreciated more. Well, is that true? Line 47 says that this assumption may be unfounded. So, going down here, it's not so much that's unreasonable. A lot of people choose unreasonable, but the right answer is actually C. It is incorrect. Question number 17, what's going to provide the best evidence for this? Again, as we talked about, going back up, it is going to be 63, 65. If you go back up there, take a look. As for gift recipients, they may not construe smaller and larger gifts as representing smaller and larger signals of thoughtfulness and consideration. Moving on then to number 18. Convey most nearly means for 54. Let's go back up there and take a look. We're looking right here. Convey stronger signals. So that one is going to be D, communicate. Question number 19. The authors refer to the work by Kammerer and others. A lot of people incorrectly choose D, support a conclusion. Now, the authors are not using Kammerer to support a conclusion here. What's going on here is the authors are actually using Kammerer's research to kind of back up what they are proposing, which is that these gift givers are assuming the gift price closely is linked to gift recipients' feelings of appreciation. So the right answer to that one is going to be A. It's going to offer an explanation as to why people are thinking that. Moving on to number 20. The graph offers evidence that gift givers base their appreciation based their predictions of how much a gift will be appreciated based on, again, this is all about money, it is B. Okay, it is not A, the appreciation level of the gift recipients. It is based on how much these gifts cost. This is what the whole passage is about. And the last question here. Why is it that the researchers find it's really puzzling that this is happening? Again, it's mentioned twice. We have the notion that gift givers and gift recipients being unable to account is puzzling because people slip in and out of these roles every day. It's actually mentioned another time down here. If you go to line 35, it talks about how gift givers have considerable experience acting as both gift givers and gift recipients. So knowing that, the answer for this is A, the inability to shift perspective. By the way, materialistic just means that people are into spending money and buying things.